So now I'm going to show you the basic orientation once you turn on the B2G. So when it opens up and boots up, it'll say Home Screen 3, which is where we are right now. And it starts in the search area, which is the upper left corner of the screen. So there are different ways to navigate to the apps on the home screen, and we've only put a few there so you can really design this the way that you want. So we do have a Favorites toolbar, which is on the right side of the screen, that has Chrome, our editor, the apps icon to open up all of the apps on a page, people or contacts, and our calendar. Then in the middle of the home screen, we have a file manager called ES File Explorer, and we have settings. So there are different shortcuts you can do also to get to these areas, but I'll show you the simplest way, or at least the initial way, which is to do kind of around the horn with a tab to the right or a chord 4-5. And that way it just takes you through all of them, since there aren't that many anyway. And in a minute I'll show you a shortcut. So if I start from the search on the upper left, it'll go to the right to the beginning of our Favorites toolbar area with Chrome, our editor, the apps page to open up, people and contacts. Then it will shift over vertically to the next lower ones, which are in the middle of the home screen.
ES File Explorer.
Our File Manager, ES File Explorer, and Settings. And then it goes back to the final one, which is our calendar. And then it can go to Voice Search, which is on really the bottom left of the screen. Also kind of Google Assist. And then back up to Search, which is where it would have started. Another way is to do a chord S, a space with the S.
X greater than. Perform an action by pressing center on it.
And if I press S again, within 2 seconds, it would have gone to Settings. Or you could do different commands, 1-5 for email, a space 1-4 for calendar, and so forth. So let me show you one more time.
Search. Next greater than. Wi-Fi.
So I did a chord S, and then I did an S immediately after that to open up the Settings menu. And it defaults to Wi-Fi, which is where most people do want to go to set up their B2G initially. So once it opens up on all of the settings, Wi-Fi is the first one on the list. If you do a chord 4, you can go down through all of the different settings to navigate vertically down. The next one is Bluetooth. And then there's an option called More, which I can open up.
Airplane mode.
So you could turn on airplane mode if you're traveling, and there's VPN and mobile networks, which we're not going to get into right now.
More.
I did a chord Z to escape back to the last menu. And then you can go down to
Proxy settings.
Ethernet proxy settings,
Sound.
display, storage, battery, apps,
Location access.
turning on GPS location access, security options.
Language and input.
There are 60 languages built in through Google that you can choose from under language and input.
Backup and reset.
Backup and reset.
Wi-Fi network available.
And it just told me a Wi-Fi network is available because my Wi-Fi is on. So if I go back to Wi-Fi, and there's different ways to navigate up as well.
Backup and reset. Device. Wireless and networks.
So I'm cheating. You can do a space bar with the upper edge of the square pad to page up in a quicker way as well. We'll have another session on just navigation. So if we go back
Wi-Fi.
on a chord 4 to go down to Wi-Fi, and if I press the center on the navigation square, or I could press the .8 to open up Wi-Fi. And it'll list what Wi-Fi signals it can either historically have or read right now. And I'll just give you an example so you can do a chord 4 to go through that list.
Wi-Fi.
And if you were going to add that for the first time, you would hit the center button or .8 again. You can hit either one. And in this case, when you do that, it opens right up to where you would type your password. And in this case, and it also gives more information in Braille. I'm speaking obviously about this right now. And remember, though, this defaults to computer Braille for typing your code. So if you're using 1 for the first letter, you'd you'd hit dot 2. If you make a mistake, you can delete with a dot 7.